Hi, it's Friday, and it's Health Street. So, I don't have an addictive personality, but for anybody for whom 2 large cups of coffee is starters, I recommend 3 high-quality green tea bags. They're all produced differently, even the very high-quality name brands. Finding one that you like is pretty important. I'd say the difference is easily as great as different brands of beer, so that's a noteworthy difference. So if you're put off by one, give another a try. And if you get the sensation that you're not getting anything quality at all in terms of a jag, go ahead, try 3 tea bags. So whether a hot tea bag, fresh from the brew, or one that's been jump-started in the morning, a leftover, this with a hot wash of water, this I do in public even. Well, it's not a fake smile, and I'd like to think it's not just over the embarrassment of the moment. By bringing the tea up into my nasal passages, up by my eyeballs, I get the sensation of the tea entering the membranes very near my brain, and it hastens the tea on its merry way to my central nervous system faster. Okay, so impatient 21st century person that I am, I've guzzled down that first tea. And while the hot water is coming and more tea bags are waiting to be deployed, let's say time is of the essence. I got to bust a cat. Now I'll make sometimes off to the mirror, warm tea bag on the eye. Bag on bag. And then around here, these are to be saved, not thrown away. Okay? You're getting very, very, very focused about not throwing the tea bag away. You're going to take the tea bag and you're going to make a potpourri out of these. You're going to leave their antioxidant power at large around wherever you leave the tea bag. I prefer to leave mine around my restroom, laboratory, bathroom, washroom. And I use the tea bag subsequently, not just for a potpourri, but I use them to tidy up places where you might get diaper rash. Deja vu.
So again, people who are used to that big, thick, refulgent blast that coffee brings, you want to wean yourself off that just as some kind of cruel experiment at first. I suggest you pack a to-go cup. We'll have that featured later on. But a to-go cup of your own, maybe a leftover from your morning jolt of Joe that you prefer from your local Joe Jolton place. Save one of those cups and take it with you all washed out. But if you're really in it for the caffeine jag, you probably won't even mind that trace coffee taste. Throw some sugar in and you'll see, I bet, that if you throw, say, 6 tea bags worth of caffeine at your action of the green tea, you'll get a high that'll last. And you may notice some other benefit that it is potentially more beneficial than coffee in some ways. And it doesn't mean just because you're using green tea that later you can't get those coffee molecules way satisfied with what would be, oh, just their third cup, and the coffee molecules would be, yeah, so what? It's not even noon, and we got a whole day ahead of us, and instead your coffee molecules can get there first, whoa, say around 11, or maybe even 2, and suddenly, wow, you won't know what to do with yourself when that 5 o'clock quote-unquote whistle blows. Anyway, more thoughts on transition and Health Street Fridays 021.